So I'm actually here in Somerset, and so just wanted to give a brief update to you all in terms of some of how Hands have been responding in the lockdown and the initial stages here in Africa of the COVID-19 kind of crisis. So, what have we been doing practically to respond in this season? Well, I guess to sum it up, what we've been doing initially is carrying on. We have committed to keep caring for our children. In actual fact, to rather than just keep, but to turn it up a level and go even harder, even more so, having a even increased presence within our community. So, what does that actually look like? Well, we've been cooking. The same as we've been doing a week ago, a month ago, 6 months ago, we've kept cooking because, you know, for many of our children, when the lockdown happened here in South Africa and many of our other countries, their vulnerability started to get increase much more. They weren't going to school, which means a lack of structure. Sometimes they would receive some food at school. All of a sudden, there was many more people back from their workplaces in cities in our communities that would like to do our children harm, and so they weren't at school, they weren't getting food, their caregivers weren't able to work because of the lockdown, which meant there was less stuff at home, and then there was an increased vulnerability safety-wise in our communities. So how do we respond to that? Well, we kept our care points open, because the minute the smoke comes out of that building is a signal to our children and a signal to the community that there's a place here that our children can come and there's people that see them, and that is a huge deterrent for anyone that wants to cause our children harm. Knowing that they are seen each day, that there's a place for them to go and call for help, that people are going to care for them. We kept cooking because it enabled them to have food, which became even more of an issue in our communities. Now, how did we do that? Keep cooking, keep on, keep seeing our children. When they would come and we'd able to chat with them, pray with them, ask them how things were going, we could then follow up and do home visits, make sure they got to the clinics, escort them to the clinics where there was fear about going to the hospital. All of those things we're able to do. We were able to do it by putting chalk lines or dust lines or rocks on the floor to make sure that everyone could see what 2 meters apart looked like. We were hand washing when they came in. We were washing their containers. We were limiting the number of people that could come at the care point at a time. When they left, they got a spray of alcohol gel hand sanitizer, and so we were able to do all of this while observing social distancing, keep connecting with our children, as hearing from them and then following up wherever there was. So they're just some of the practical ways that we've been able to continue to care for our children in this season.
www.handsatwork.org